100K Bitcoin is back in play. Are you ready? As we approach the midpoint of 2025, Bitcoin is once again flirting with a price level that has long captivated both die-hard hodlers and skeptical investors. 100K. Currently hovering around $94,000, Bitcoin is closer than ever to breaching this psychological and technical barrier. But the real question on everyone's mind is, will it hold and go higher, or will we see another rejection like in 2021? Let's break it down. Disclaimer: this content is for informational purposes only and not financial advice. Please do your own research before investing. A brief flashback when Bitcoin almost touched the sky. In November 2021, Bitcoin reached its all-time high of $69,000, driven by institutional adoption, unprecedented retail FOMO, and macro liquidity. But that bull run was short-lived, as macro tightening, regulatory fears, and over-leveraged positions triggered a brutal bear market. Fast forward to 2025, we're no longer in the same landscape. The narrative has shifted, and several tailwinds are now working in Bitcoin's favor. The new era, strategic Bitcoin reserves, and institutional firepower. One of the most remarkable developments this year is the US government's Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. Announced by President Trump via executive order, this move marked the first time a nation formally embraced Bitcoin as part of its financial strategy. With over 200,000 BTC in reserve, this decision has reshaped the global conversation about crypto as a sovereign store of value. Moreover, the establishment of 21 Capital, a $3 billion investment initiative by Cantor Fitzgerald, SoftBank, Tether, and Bitfinex, signals unprecedented institutional commitment. Combine this with massive inflows into Bitcoin ETFs, reportedly over 500 times the average earlier this year, and you've got serious capital backing this rally. Technical indicators. Is Bitcoin ready for six figures? From a charting perspective, Bitcoin is flashing bullish signals across the board. RSI, Relative Strength Index, is climbing but hasn't yet hit overbought levels, suggesting there's room to run. MACD, Moving Average Convergence Divergence, has crossed into positive territory. Bitcoin has broken above the 200-day and 50-day moving averages, with strong support forming at $85,000 and $76,000. However, $100,000 represents more than just a number. It's a major psychological resistance. Traders may choose to sell the news at this level, locking in profits before further moves. Macro factors: inflation, dollar weakness, and global uncertainty. Macroeconomic backdrop is also playing into Bitcoin's hands. The US dollar has weakened following expectations of Fed rate cuts in late 2025. Inflation, while not at peak levels, remains sticky, prompting investors to seek hard assets. Geopolitical tensions, particularly in Eastern Europe and Asia, have increased demand for non-sovereign assets. Bitcoin, once a speculative asset, is increasingly seen as a global hedge, much like digital gold. Bull case versus bear case: what could happen next? The bullish scenario: Bitcoin breaks 100K cleanly, triggering a fresh wave of institutional inflows. FOMO kicks in, driving retail demand like the 2021 cycle. ETFs expand globally, bringing in regulated capital from Europe and Asia. Halving-driven scarcity and improved mining economics push price targets to 120K and beyond. The bearish scenario: 100K acts as a ceiling rather than a floor, prompting a correction to 80K, 85K. Regulatory shocks, for example, SEC or global tax crackdowns, may cause volatility. Overbought conditions and weak macro news spark short-term liquidations. Conclusion: 100K is a gateway, not the final destination. The 2025 cycle feels different. Unlike the retail-driven mania of 2021, today's market is shaped by macro forces, institutional conviction, and geopolitical utility. While 100K is an important milestone, it's no longer the ceiling. It's the entry point into Bitcoin's next financial chapter. Whether you're a trader, investor, or lifelong hodler, one thing is clear. We're not just watching history, we're participating in it. Subscribe to HODLer's Lifestyle for more deep dives like this, and join us on the road to financial sovereignty.